Hello and welcome to the live demo of YouTrack Essentials for System and Project Administrators. I'm Lena, the YouTrack Product Marketing Lead, and I'm happy to introduce Anastasia, our YouTrack Technical Support Lead. And today, based on years of experience, we are helping our customers. We have chosen the most popular scenarios to show you. We hope that this will help administrators of most teams to get on board with YouTrack and to enrich the YouTrack experience for your users. And then I'm saying the most popular scenarios. I'm thinking of 45,000 teams who are working in YouTrack every day. And these teams are currently using YouTrack to work more effectively, and they are going to show you their system and project, how their system and project administrators work. You're probably part of one of those teams who are looking for an agile tool. And by agile, I mean flexible enough to follow your business process. We'll try to show you today the flexibility you as YouTrack administrator may offer to any of your teams, starting from software development teams and more into quality assurance, data insights, web and marketing, design, product management, human resources, administrative teams, and management board members. And don't worry, you don't necessarily need to be a professional in IT administration to get started with YouTrack successfully. Please stay with us and we will guide you from the basic things to the advanced settings. And as a cherry on top, today at the end of our demo, we are planning to show you a sneak peek of new YouTrack Lite, a new interface designed for any member of any team to boost your productivity with YouTrack. YouTrack Lite is going to be available in addition to YouTrack Classic, so your teams and users could choose that suits your mood at the moment. It's going to be released in 2020, and you're going to be the first who are seeing this preview now. And if you have not tried YouTrack yet, the best way to do it is to check on our free version, which is available on our webpage jetbrains.com/YouTrack. Our free version allows to add up to 10 users of your team. It's fully functional and provides you with a choice between in-cloud and standalone versions. And in cloud version, you are getting 30 gigabyte of disk space for free. Our demo today will show you the YouTrack user interface in English, but YouTrack is also localized to several more languages, so you and your team members can choose any language of your preference. And if you want to learn more, please follow us on Twitter, because it's the channel where we're posting all the news and announcements, and you definitely will be the first to know about YouTrack Lite release following us on Twitter. What else? Our webinar is being recorded, so you will be available. So the recording will be available on YouTube channel soon, right after our demonstration. And if you have any questions, please use the YouTube chat window. Post your questions, and we will try to answer all of them at the end of our session in our Q&A part. And basically, that's it. We are ready to go. Anastasia, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Lena, thank you. Okay, so now you see my screen. Hi all, my name is Anastasia, and today I'll show you a demo of YouTrack, our project management tool. In YouTrack, we use issues, and issue is a very basic entity in YouTrack that may represent a global initiative or just a minor task. And issues belong to projects, where project is a container which may have some common properties like fields or some integrations or automations, whatever you need. And each issue inherits its project settings. Besides that, we have users, and of course, it is possible to manage user access using roles, and users can be organized in groups. Besides that, you can notify your users about changes in issues and projects and knowledge base using email notifications, and they are configured by default in each YouTrack in cloud instance. Okay, so let's imagine that I'm a system administrator and also I'm a project administrator of several projects. And my task today would be to migrate several teams to YouTrack and to configure projects for them. So we will cover 4 different scenarios today. The first one will cover a very simple lightweight scenario where which is, we believe, which is perfect for non-technical users and can be configured in just no time. And it doesn't require any extended settings or additional integrations or automations. It just can be set up in a few clicks and is ready to be used. The second scenario will cover a project for development teams, and I will show you how to configure extended settings for fields, for custom fields, and how to configure a project for a team which follows Scrum methodology, and um, and I will show you how this team can how these teams can plan their sprints or track their progress using Burndown charts, or how they can use time tracking, or how they can set up different automations. And of course, I will show you how to configure integrations with external development tools like version control systems. The first scenario, the first scenario will cover the Helpdesk configuration, which is very popular among our users. And this scenario allows unregistered users of YouTrack to create issues there without having to log in and to create an account in YouTrack. And of course, these users will be notified about changes back using emails. And the last but not the least is the management and executive scenario, and it will cover key YouTrack features that allows the management team to get a helicopter overview of what is going on in their project and which areas of these projects require immediate attention. Okay, so yeah, and as Lena already mentioned, we'll have a bonus track with our new alternative interface in the end. Okay, so let's go, and we are going to start from the first scenario, and I'm going to create a project for our office management team. Usually a project can represent some global initiative or a separate team or even a whole company. So it depends on the company and on the process. But in our case, each team has its own separate project. So I'm going to create a project for the office management team. As you can see, there are 3 templates available, and of course, it's possible to create your own templates, and templates allow you to create some predefined settings to save you time when creating projects. And these predefined templates, Scrum and Kanban, they take care of your project if you use some agile methodology like Scrum or Kanban. So they create some predefined fields, extended set of fields for you. These fields are related to Scrum or Kanban processes, and besides that, Agile Boards are also created for you. I will show it later. But in our case, we have a very simple scenario, so we don't need any extended fields or configuration. So we just go on with the default template. Okay, so actually, you're almost all set at this point because the project is created, and here you can see the team. And now let's see what we have here. So as you can see, this is a very basic set of fields that is created by default. It is created for you by YouTrack. And these fields, they will describe your issues. So these are some common properties like priority, type, state. And of course, you can configure them. For example, for the office management team, it doesn't make sense to have performance problems. So I will remove this value, and so that the team would not be confused. And I think that exceptions are not also not for them, and and bugs also not for them. So this is the set they can use. And one more field I'd like to show you is the subsystem field. The office management team, they have different areas where they do their work. For example, do their job. For example, they have some office facilities, and they have some kitchen-related stuff, and they have some complaints or requests about cleaning activities. So for the team, it would be useful, very useful, to be able to sort the issues and to filter them depending on their subsystem of their area. So I created these values, and the team will be able to assign these values to their issues and to filter them later. Okay, so now actually the project is all set, and now let's take care about the team itself. We have a dedicated users page for that, and here you can see all users that we have in our YouTrack. And actually each user who is supposed to make some changes in YouTrack, like create issues or read them or update project, is supposed to have a dedicated user account. So I'm going to create a user account for my colleague Lena, who is responsible for the office management project. So there are several options to create a user. For example, I can specify all the required data for Lena, and she will be able to log in using them. Or I can just enter her email here, and she will receive an invitation letter with which will invite her to join the YouTrack. So yeah, let's invite her. And as you can see, the account is created, and Lena will be able to log in and to configure her personal data. At this point, Lena is not able to access any YouTrack data because she has no roles. A role is a level of access that defines how many information you can see and update in YouTrack. And we have a list of predefined roles in YouTrack that are created from the beginning. And these roles have different level of access, from the very basic one, which allows you to read issues only, to the system administrator that can do anything in YouTrack. Of course, it is possible to create your own custom roles. For example, I want to create my own role. I'm entering its name, and now I can pick permissions that will be allowed with this role. As you can see, there is a set of granular permissions, and I have just to check those of them that are relevant for my future role. Yeah, so this is how I define the level of access for this role. And yeah, that's pretty it. You can see that the role appeared here in the list, and I will be able to assign this role to any user I want to. Now let's get back to Lena. There she is, and I'm going to make her a project administrator in the office management project. So she will be able to reconfigure it and to get her team on board. So I'm selecting here the office management project. A role can be granted in scope of one project, or in scope of several projects, or even globally. That means that this role will take effect in all projects that we have in YouTrack. Okay, so now Lena has her role, and at this point, I'm going to make her project owner of the office management project. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, so now Lena will be able to reconfigure it according to her needs. Now let's check what we have in the office management project, what issues we have in the office management project. In our company, there is a rule that everyone who has any request or complaint or anything else, they can just come to the office management project and create an issue about their request. As you can see, there is a set of issues that are already created by our colleagues, and the office management team is about to take care of them. But of course, it's not very convenient to track these issues here using just one list. So I'm going to organize a more convenient way to track these issues for the team. And to do that, I'm navigating to the Agile Boards page, and I'm going to create a board. To create a board, I just need to specify its name and pick projects that will take part in the board. As you can see, it can be done in just a few clicks, and I'm going to make this board public. Yeah, and that's it. The board is created. And now let's configure it. There are several options of how issues can appear on the board. By default, issues appear on the board only if they are assigned there manually. But that's not the case for the office management team, because they have lots of issues, because lots of colleagues have their problems or concerns with office facilities, and they often come and create their requests. So we'd like these issues to appear on the board automatically, and I'm selecting the corresponding option, and it is possible to enter some filter here if I want to see, for example, only unresolved issues there. As you can see, all 3 issues are now here, and this is still a plain list of issues, and we wanted to avoid that. So I'm going to use the subsystem field that I created earlier, and to divide these issues logically by their subsystem value. Let's see how it works. Now we have rows or swim lanes in our Agile board that define the area or the subsystem value where the office management team can do their job. So now they can assign a responsible person to track the specific area, or they can just see which area requires some attention, or if they distributed the workload correctly, and if they need to redistribute their resources. So now it's a very convenient, organized view. And I believe at this point the project is ready to be used by the team. So Lena, could you please check and let me know if everything is okay on your side?
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to all the office management tasks to be processed in YouTrack. So I'm logging into YouTrack since I've got an invitation link on my email, and I'm just, yeah, okay. Let me do it once again. So I'm setting up my account. I'm choosing to log in under my email. So I'm logging in, and yeah. Okay. Let me check if I got the correct email here. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. Actually, I'm just need to specify my password, and confirm it, and I'm ready to go. Let me just change my name to be appeared for on the screen for my colleagues in some convenient way, and basically that's it. I'm saving my profile, and I'm choosing the dark theme for myself because it's just the way I like it. So. First of all, I was as a project administrator. Let me add my team members to the to my project. So as I was set as project administrator, I can get to the office management project settings and check on the team settings here. And in our company, all the employees are added as users to YouTrack, so I'm just choosing the my team members from the list and adding them to Rebecca, Monica, and and Anna, and adding all the team members to my office management project. And you see that all the members added are currently team role, the role developer, and a developer role by default actually includes all the permissions needed for regular project member to be a part of it, except for one thing. I want to each of us, each of office management team member to be an assignee in our tasks. So I'm adding them as assignees, and that's it. That's it. All my team is here, and I'm checking on the project settings. Um, Basically, all the settings by default are working very fine for my project. I want to change just one small thing: the default visibility settings. I would like to all the tasks to be visible, set as visible by default to office management team. Only that means that if any employee create a task in an office management project, the visibility is set by default to office management team, and uh, we wouldn't allow any unnecessary information disclosure. So I'm applying the changes and ready to start working with my project. And the main tool for us in our project will be Agile Board. So I'm going to our Agile Board. Let me check Office Management Board here. Yeah, that's our board. And I was new to YouTrack, so I was using tips that helped me to navigate through all the YouTrack parts. But now I'm experienced enough, so I'm choosing to hide the tips. And if any of my team members, or for example, I need some assistance along the way with YouTrack, I can easily turn tips for new users back again in this setting, and use them if I need it. So the board for office management team. Uh, let's check it first. It's good to see the subsystems, office facilities, kitchen, clean here. But for our team, the most important part is to track the workload and to have each task to assign to one of our team members. So I'm checking the board settings, and would like to change them slightly for to be perfect for our team. I would like to. I would like the swim lanes to be represented by assignees in our projects. And by swim lanes in UTrack, we call rows. So I chosen to swim lanes to be identified by assignees, and checking how the board looks this way. Oh, that's perfect. Anastasia, Adam, Rebecca, all of them are here. So now I can easily move cards along the board and assign them to my colleagues, or for example to myself, and this is how we are going to manage all the office management tasks with our board. One more important thing for our office management team to use is knowledge base. In knowledge base, we are going to have and to manage both company-wide announcements and our internal team documentation. For a company-wide announcement, I'm creating a task. Let's call it office announcement, and this is actually going to be a part of office management project, and this article is going to be visible, and all the sub articles here. are going to be visible to all the article readers. And if you remember, Anastasia has granted all the employees in our company with article reader roles. So all my colleagues, not only in my team but in the whole company, will see this article. So I'm publishing in office announcement part. And let me add let me actually add the first announcement. I'm going to tell about the new office employee party. Let me let me let me actually post the announcement here. Yeah, looks good to me. So I'm publishing the article, and you see the office announcement part is ready. And anyone who in our company will get the announcement here in this section. But also, if they choose to add the section to this group of articles to their favorites, they are going to be notified by email about changes in those articles. And also, I would like our team to use knowledge base to store our internal documentation and announcements. So I'm going to create the section with internal documentation for our team. So the section will be visible only to office management team. Okay, let's publish the section and this article, and let's create a sub-article here. Some internal information for our team only. I'm publishing it, and you see, actually, they are all set. We have office announcement for the whole company, and we have our team internal documentation restricted to our team only. To office management team, and that's it. But the boards and knowledge base are actually already working for our projects, for our office management tasks, uh, and it goes on very smoothly. So, okay, back to you, Anastasia.
Yeah, thank you, Liana. You are a great project administrator. Okay, so now we are now we are moving to our second scenario, and this scenario will cover a setup for our development team. And this team is much bigger than the office management one, so we cannot go just with the project team entity. And this is where YouTrack user groups can help us. A group is a set of users, and we have a dedicated page for groups here. And it is possible to create a group which will contain any set of users. Actually, groups can be devoted to different activities like support engineers or designers or developers, or to different roles like administrators or external users or event attendees. I don't know, whatever suits you best. So the group can be created in just one click, and now I just have to pick users that will be members of my group. Yeah, and hey, here they are. Okay, so after that, I can grant this group with a role, and I'm going to grant this group a developer role, and a developer role in the web development project. This is the project I've created beforehand to save you time, because we already saw how to create a project. So yeah, here it is. I'm granting the role. And the thing is that each member of the group will inherit the group role. Now let's check how it works. We can navigate to any group member and their roles. And as you can see, the role developer is inherited from the developers group in the web development project. Managing user access using groups is one of the best practices we always recommend to our users, because user management is something that should be done in the most transparent way. So you don't have to check each user separately and check their permissions and roles, because you have sets of users, these groups, and they have their corresponding access. So it's much more easier to check groups than to check each user separately. Okay, so the group is ready. Now let's move on to the project itself. Oh, that's not projects. Okay, these are projects. As I've already said, I've created a project beforehand to save you time, and you can see the project page here and issues in this project. And let's see how the settings differ from the first project. As you can see, a list of fields is much bigger here, and this is because I've created this project from the Scrum template, and this template takes care about your Scrum processes. For example, it has some dedicated fields here, and it's more oriented to the development field, to the development teams. Of course, it is possible to configure these fields too. For example, let's check the type field. The web development team uses hierarchy in their types. So I'll explain you how it works. So they use epics to describe the most global initiatives, and epics subtasks, they would be user stories to describe some user behavior or user expectations. And user stories can be split into tasks and bugs. And epics and user stories are mostly used by management teams because they want to plan roadmaps or projects like on higher level. And while tasks and bugs and user stories are mostly used by the development teams because they need to understand these minor split tasks to take them, to work on them, and to track their progress in scope of each feature or user story. Okay, besides that, we have assignee field here, and I'd like each member of my developers group to be an assignee, to be able to be an assignee, so that they can be selected in the assignee field drop-down. So I'm going to add the developers group here. As you can see, I don't need to add all users one by one because I can just add the whole group here, and here they are. Okay, what is next? We have the story points field, and this field makes sense only in scope of user stories. So I'm going to use some extended settings for fields, and to make this field so this field will appear only if issue type is set to user story. A similar situation is with the fixed versions field, because it makes sense only in scope of bugs. So I'm going to display it only for bugs. Yeah, and also the web development team doesn't want to disclose the fixed versions value externally. So I will limit its visibility to the web development team only. Yeah, and also we have affected versions field, and I'm going it to be displayed only for tasks and bugs. Yep. Now let's see how it works. We have an issue page here, and as you can see, the type is set to task, and that is why we see the affected versions field here. And if I change it to bug, I will see the fixed versions field appeared, and if I change it to user story, I will see that story points appeared while fixed versions and affected versions disappeared. So yeah, so this is how you can configure different set of fields depending on the issue type. This is extremely useful if you have this hierarchy in your issue types and you want to provide relevant information for your management team, for your developers, or for your QA engineers, etc. Okay, now let's move further, and now let's check how to enable time tracking. Time tracking can be enabled in just one click, and it allows teams to estimate their tasks, to suppose how much time this task will take, and to log their spend time and to collect some time statistics later. So all you have to do is just to select the fields that will store the estimation and spend time values. And when logging spend time, a user is able to specify its duration, its date, and its work type. A work type is kind of area this work relates to. So you can add your custom ones, for example, design. Yeah, it appears here, and my teammates will be able to select all these types when logging their time. As you can see, this field appeared here in my field list. So yeah, let's see how it works too. Now estimation and spend time fields appeared in the field set. Yeah, and now I can log spend time and specify its duration. That would be 5 hours, and suppose I did the design. So yeah, I'm logging the spend time, and it is displayed here in a table view, and I will be able to collect the statistics later, and my teammates can also add their spend time. For example, I can add it on behalf of anyone. Okay. So this is about the time tracking, and now let's move to the external tools integrations. And here I'm talking about the version control system. And the version control system integration allows YouTrack to fetch commits and pull requests from the version control system and to link them to the corresponding issues. This is extremely helpful if you want to keep all stages of your issue lifecycle in one place, because you don't need to switch between tabs and applications and check what is going on there, because everything is collected in one place on the issue page. I have configured the integration beforehand, but actually it takes just several clicks. You just need to pick a server, and then you need to provide a repository address, and then you have to generate a token, and that's it. After that, you will see this pop-up that allows you to specify some additional settings. For example, I can limit the visibility of the VCS changes to the team only if I want to. Now let's check how it works. So this is my issue, and I have a commit in my GitHub. So I'm going to create a pull request. And to make YouTrack fetch this issue, I have to specify the issue ID here in the pull request name or in the commit message. So I'm creating the pull request, and it should appear. Yeah, it appears here. Welcome. So here I have a link to the pull request itself, so I can navigate there and check if I need. And yeah, now everyone who opens the issue page, they see that there is a work in progress and there is a pull request that is ready to be reviewed or merged or declined. Yeah, so the next step here would be to automate the process, because usually when a pull request is merged, that means that your issue is resolved. And of course, everyone would like to avoid these additional clicks. So I have to merge a pull request, and then I have to move my issue to the resolved state, and then I have to invite the QA engineer and to write some explanatory comment. And this is where YouTrack can help you, because we have a dedicated workflow feature in YouTrack that is exactly responsible for automating things. So workflow is a set of rules written in JavaScript that extends YouTrack functionality. So workflows, they can trigger on some events, or they can trigger on schedule and do some logic that you define. and they can do like tons of things because they can, for example, send you reminders about upcoming deadlines, or they can trigger on some events like setting some field or adding a comment and do some logic after that. The cool thing here is that we provide a set of default workflows with each YouTrack, and no coding required from your side. You can just attach it to your project and start using it. And besides that, of course, you can create your own custom workflows and describe the logic that suits your project, your team, your process. And this is exactly what I did. I've created a workflow. This workflow triggers on creating a pull request, and after that, it moves my issue to the to verify state and adds a corresponding comment. Let's see how it works. So now you see that my issue is in progress state, and I'm going to merge a pull request here because it's pretty awesome. And yeah, I'm confirming the merge. And let's wait for it. Okay, here it is. You see that the pull request is merged and the issue was automatically moved to the to verify state, and there is a comment added automatically that the issue is ready to be tested. Of course, that's not it, because you can extend this logic. For example, you can assign the issue automatically to the QA engineer. You can send him or her a notification that the issue is ready to be tested. Or you can, change some other fields or create some subtasks, whatever you need. Of course, the very same thing can be done with the build server integration, because you can configure an integration with TeamCity or Jenkins, and this integration will automatically resolve your issues that were included in some build run. Yeah, this is where where our project is almost all set. Now let's see what issues we have. What issues we have in the project, and this is the list. As I've already mentioned, the web development team, they use hierarchy in their issue types. So let me collapse it to show you. Okay, so as you can see, epics, they define the most global tasks, like some global initiatives, and epics are split into user stories that define some user behavior issues, and in their turn, user stories are split into tasks. So this is kind of a tree structure that can be seen here on the issue list. And it is convenient to view it here because you see the structure. But besides that, YouTrack Scrum template also created 2 Agile Boards for the team, so they can see the project from 2 different sides. Okay, so let's check this board. The first board is a management one, and on this board, rows or swim lanes are represented by epics, while cards are represented by user stories. So the management team can plan the activities on some high level without digging deep into minor tasks. And of course, if they need, they can see a list of subtasks here. So this is a page where some overall progress can be tracked, because you see that this user story is in progress at the moment, and here we have 2 user stories that are not started yet, and maybe it's time to ask the team if they have any delays or if they need some additional resources. Okay, so this was the first board, and the second board is for the development team, and it is organized in a similar way, but but roles are represented by user stories here, while cards are represented by minor tasks. So, so the development team can see their issues logically divided by their user stories, and they can track progress of each user story separately. And this is the place where the development team can plan their sprints and form their backlog and track their progress using the burn down chart. So I will ask Lena, as a Scrum Master of the web development team, to show us how they do this magic.
Okay, so now I'm a Scrum Master and the project manager of our web development project. So let's look at the board. Uh, our web development project board uh, is is ready to be used, and I can create a first sprint right from the board, at least two ways, using this button, or I can choose create sprint here. So let's do it. This is going to be our first sprint this year, so let's call it first sprint, and let's schedule the sprint. We usually take 2 weeks for the team to start and to finish the sprint. So I'm choosing the dates, applying them, and I am able to add all the unresolved issues from unscheduled to the sprint. And in case this would be our next sprint or sprint next update, I can add the unresolved issues from the previous sprint to this sprint right in this dialog. So I'm choosing to add unresolved issues, ready to press create sprint without notification, and that means that I'm applying a sprint assigning command to all the tasks in a sprint silently. So all the watchers and all the users who follow the updates in those tasks and issues wouldn't be notified about this technical change. So let's choose create without notification for this sprint, and they see that, yeah, we have a new sprint created, and there are dates here, and we are almost ready to start our sprint. But before we do so, let's check our backlog. Maybe there are some tasks we want to add there. In our backlog, in our backlog settings, I can see all the tasks belong to the backlog, and it's structured and it's based basically on a saved search. For our team, we call it like this: the web development backlog. So all the tasks which are going to the backlog are actually going to this saved search. I can easily reorder the task here to yeah. I can easily reorder the tasks here to arrange them in some way needed for my team. Or I can add a task to the board right from the backlog, and you see the card appears on the board. I can do the the backwards exercise, and I can remove the card from the board to the backlog, or I can open the task and change the sprint field here. So actually, I'm deleting the sprint because I'm not going to work. We are not going to work on this task, this sprint, and you see that the task uh, went went back to the backlog from the board here. So let's assume we are done here. I can be back to the backlog anytime I need, but for this initial phase, everything is ready, all the tasks are on board, and I'm ready to start the sprint. So let's do it, and I can click on the start sprint button to start the process of time estimation. And let's think that we are moving along the sprint, and as we work on the sprint, some tasks are going to the fixed or down state, and it's gonna be the board. The board will be changed like this, and in some way whenever anytime I'm working with sprint, I'm checking the burndown chart. And the burndown chart for us estimated the ideal burnout, and it shows it in this green line, eliminating the whole weekends, but also as I moved some cars to the fixed state, it also shows the actual state of things and the remaining effort, and it calculates for me if we ahead of the schedule or behind the schedule. For me as a Scrum Master and for our team as a web development team, the board and the burn down chart will be the main tool to arrange and to organize and to be synchronized on the tasks for the sprint. So yeah, the boards and charts work cool for us now, and for our Scrum project, and that's all thanks to our brilliant system administrator Anastasia. So nice to back to you while I'm enjoying playing with sprints here.
Yeah, Liana, thank you. That's great. I'm glad to hear that you did it so great. But actually, as far as I remember, your team wanted to track your external requests in the tracker too. So to keep all the requests in one place. And of course, it doesn't make it's not reasonable to create a separate user account for each external users, because sometimes they just need to ask you once and they get their answer, and they're all set. So this is where YouTrack Helpdesk scenario can help, and let's configure it to see how it works. The main idea here is that unregistered users send emails to a specified email address, and YouTrack monitors this inbox and converts emails into issues. After that, when the support team replies to this ticket, adds some comments or performs some changes, YouTrack sends the update back to the user, to the reporter, as a notification. There are two main features that take part in the help desk configuration. The first one is Mailbox integration that is responsible for monitoring the inbox and for converting emails into issues. The second feature is workflows, and workflows are responsible for collecting our external users' email and storing it into issue and then sending the reply back. So step by step, the first thing to take care about would be workflows, and no coding is required from your side here because we have provided the required workflow by default, and it contains of two rules. The first one is responsible for collecting the reporter email and storing it in a corresponding field. And as you can see, this rule complains about not having these fields in the project, but no worries, YouTrack can add them for you, and this is what I'm going to do now. Yep. And the second rule is responsible for triggering on some event, like adding a new comment, and for sending a notification about this event back to user. By default, notifications are sent about new comments only, but if you want, you can add one more line about triggering on any other change. Now let's see that these two fields were successfully added to our field set. And let's move to the second part of our configuration, the mailbox integration. I have configured the main part beforehand, so now I'll just show you the main parts, the important parts. So first of all, we have to select a user which will be set as reporter, because our external users, they don't have any account, so we should have someone who will be a reporter for them. And we have a dedicated user account for that. I'm selecting it here. And besides that, we should apply some logic to our newly created issues, because we need to help our workflow to store the corresponding emails into fields. So this command will store the reporter address into the last message related emails field. That this field, we added this field on the previous step. And besides that, the support team would like to mark all external requests with a special tag, because they want to filter such issues and monitor them separately in order not to lose them and to react in a timely manner. So this is it, and now our help desk configuration is ready to receive external requests. So Lena, could you please do me a favor and send some request or complaint if you have one to
Yeah, I do
the.
have a question to ask. I'm sending it your way right now.
Yeah, thank you. And while we are waiting for this email to be fetched, let's see how YouTrack can help our external users to find their answers even without pinging us with emails and sending any requests. The best way to do it is to organize a knowledge base, and this is exactly what we did. And here is a section with our frequently asked questions and corresponding answers, so it is possible to surf through them and to check the questions and the answers, and probably that would be enough for our users to find what they are looking for. But as I've already mentioned, our users, they don't have accounts, so they cannot just log into YouTrack and check this knowledge base. And to allow them viewing this knowledge base, we should allow anonymous access to YouTrack. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So there is a dedicated guest account that is responsible for anonymous access. It is blocked by default to avoid any data disclosure, but I'm going to unblock this account. Unblock. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so it's unblocked. And now everyone who has our YouTrack address will be able to access YouTrack data according to guest user permissions. At this point, the guest user has no roles and no permissions. That means that no external user will be able to access any YouTrack data. But as you remembered, I've created an article reader role in the beginning of the demonstration, and this role allows users to view articles in the that would be the web development project. This role allows users to read articles and their comments only, nothing else. So I'm going to grant this role in the scope of web development project to avoid disclosing other knowledge bases. So yeah, now external users will be able to access our knowledge base anonymously and to search for the answers. Besides that, let's check how the support team can monitor incoming support requests. To do that, they can navigate to the dashboard and create an issue list widget, which will monitor all issues that are marked with the support tag. As you remember, I have applied logic that marks all incoming external issues with this tag. So we will see exactly them. And here it is, a request sent from Lena. It came, so I'm going to open it. And yeah, so Lena has kind of a request. And actually, I don't know what product she's talking about. So I'm going to ask her to elaborate. So could you please elaborate a bit? And I'm adding my comment. At this point, YouTrack will fetch this comment and send it to emails that are collected in this field. Our workflow collected these emails here, and now it will send an email to Lena with my reply, and she will be able to elaborate, and we will help you help her for sure. For sure, we will help her. I'm sorry. Okay, so Lena, could you please show us how it looks from your side and whether you were able to find your answers in our public knowledge base?
Of course. So you remember now I'm a guest user to the company YouTrack, and as you see, I do have a new button to log in as a guest. So I'm doing the right this and get into the company knowledge base. And actually, it's not empty. Company has prepared some frequently asked questions for me here in their knowledge base, and I'm able to browse from them and see both the articles and the comments here. But also, if I don't see any answers to my question, I can check. I can check. I can check if there are some articles regarding that with a full text search and see all the results. So I can go to the article right from here and yeah and check all the okay, history of changes, for example, but I still don't see an answer to my question. So let me check my mailbox and uh, check there if some answers from support team is already there. And yeah, actually, you see that despite the answer was sent for the YouTrack interface, I see it in my mailbox as a simple answer to my email. So I'm answering to Anastasia that yeah, I definitely wanna discuss this over phone, for example, and sending the answer, and hopefully the support team will be getting my request soon. And yeah, actually, that was a very convenient experience. Both checking the public knowledge base and getting the answers directly to my mailbox. Again, thank you, Anastasia. Let's see what else you have got for us.
Yeah, thank you, Lena. Sure, I do have something for you. And at this point, I'm going to leave this support ticket to our support team, and I'm sure they will solve it in the best way. And yeah, now we are moving to our fourth scenario that will show us how YouTrack helps executives and management teams to get a helicopter overview of what is going on in their project. And I'm going to begin with the Agile Boards. An Agile Board is not about only one project. It can include it can include multiple projects, and this is extremely convenient if you need to organize a collaborative work of multiple teams. For example, you have to prepare a conference and you need input from the design team, from the event management team, from the marketing team, whatsoever. And yeah, it is cool to keep all corresponding issues in one place. As you can see, all these cards are related to the conference preparation. And it is possible to get what is going on even without personal meetings and without pinging everyone personally, because you can just open the board and see what is in progress, what is done, what is already done, and if you are on track. Besides that, YouTrack have reports, and you can do various activities there, from planning your roadmaps and projects using the Gantt chart that considers your team capacity in some way, and considers your limitations like possible start dates or deadlines. Yeah, and it predicts the finish date of your. It predicts when you will be able to finish your project, so you can just see if your resources are just distributed correctly, and if you need to involve some additional developers or team members. Besides that, there are some statistics reports that allows you to see, for example, how many overdue issues each of your teammate has and if they need any help. And besides that, you can see some time statistics based on the time tracking values I've showed you earlier. And it is possible to check these reports in different views, like per piece of work or per user or per project. And of course, it is possible to export it to CSV or Excel to use it further. Okay, and you may wonder if there is a way to combine all these metrics in one place, in one page, to avoid switching between these tabs and keeping your eye on all these metrics. Of course, there is, and here comes our dashboard page. And you can add various widgets there, and a widget may represent an issue list or some report or calendar or some team activity. So yeah, you can collect all key metrics that you need here and just open this page and check if any areas require your attention or if you need to perform some immediate actions, or if everything is just fine and you can just relax. Yeah, and besides that, the dashboard page can be used in helpdesk scenario, because the dashboard page is the first page your users see when anonymously accessing your YouTrack. So you can set up this dashboard to be the first page they see when accessing your YouTrack, and you can add some widgets about your team or about your current tasks or some of your public roadmaps, wherever you find suitable, to get your users familiar with the team and to provide them some answers. Yeah, so I believe that's pretty it from my side, and I hope that I showed you, well, I did show you key features of YouTrack that allows multiple various different teams to organize their work, and it doesn't matter if it is a small team or a large company, if it's multinational distributed team, or if it's just 3 developers sitting in one room. It doesn't matter, because YouTrack is not about one specific process. It's about adjusting to any process your team follows. So yeah, you can just get familiar with YouTrack, and we're sure it will help your team to achieve your results and to track your wins and your issues in a perfect way. Yeah, so now we are moving to our bonus track, our alternative YouTrack interface. And Lena, could you please take it over and show us the Lite interface?
Of course. Thank you. Thank you, Nesta. I was enjoying my time here, despite the fact I was already a really great review track. And now I'm glad to show you the cherry on top of our demo today. A sneak peek at our feature, which is going to be available this year in an upcoming major release. Now I have YouTrack Classic here, and YouTrack Lite actually is the new interface designed for any team of and any member of any team who needs a bird eye view on all the issues in hand, and who needs to boost the productivity and to have all the issues in hand right in one screen. So YouTrack Lite is available to any user as an alternative to YouTrack Classic. So you can choose whatever suits and fits your mood at the moment, anytime. Now I'm choosing YouTrack Lite, and and let's get to it, and let's have a closer look. First of all, we hope that YouTrack Lite will be popular with new users and also with non-technical teams in your companies. So, in global settings, you as system administrator, and actually any system administrator, can choose to show to choose the version of YouTrack which will be set as default for new users on your YouTrack. You can choose to use YouTrack Lite here, or you can choose not to use YouTrack Lite and land all the users on the classic interface, or you can choose to show a feature comparison tip, which will allow you users to choose between YouTrack Lite and YouTrack Classic for their first encounter with YouTrack. So setting this, I'm ready to dive in and to have a look at YouTrack Lite. Actually, so let's have a look at my issues. For issues view, YouTrack can work as a simple to-do list. So you see that all the saved search are hidden here, and I see all the issues as a simple list. I can choose to look at the preview of any issue, and you see that I can see the quick view right here at the same window without switching anywhere and going anywhere. Also, I can use filters, and I can choose, for example, event management department filter, or I can choose some new issues, or whatever I need at the moment, or I can choose to close quick view and to set up a table view for my issues here. So let's, for example, choose some fields to be represented as columns in my table. I would like to see the author. Yeah, I would like to see the author, the creator of the issue. Also, I would like to see the creation date, and for example, I can add here is column SNE field. In this way, issues are organized as a table, and you can still filter and sort the columns here, or you can choose to get back to the common query mode and use the for example, the filters and the query mode you get used to in your YouTrack experience before, and that also works for me personally very good. Is the opportunity to see all the recent issues right here, and not only issues. I can choose to see issues here, or I can choose to uh, I can see all the recent articles here. For example, if I open some articles in knowledge base, you see that they are available here from the same window. I can easily switch back and forth to them. And also, I can choose to use a WYSIWYG editor for my comments and for my issue descriptions. This is an issue view, and you see a comment here, and I can easily apply, for example, some formatting needed. So I can do lists. I can do, for example, check boxes here, and use it for the comments and for issue descriptions. Right, the same way I'm using this in articles and in article comments. Basically, that's it for the short preview of YouTrack Lite. And I would like to remind you that the YouTrack Lite will be available to any of YouTrack users with the next major release this year. One of the next major releases this year in 2020, and I hope you teams will enjoy the choice between YouTrack Lite and YouTrack Classic, and we'll check on both options or switch back and forth if they need. Basically, that's it. Actually, for the demo part and for our main part. So I would like to use this moment to remind you of some things while Anastasia is checking on the questions you have in our chat window. So I would like to remind you that uh, as you've seen, there is no need to adjust your process to fit YouTrack. You may feel free to use YouTrack to be adjusted to your process, and the best way to try it yourself and to use or probably use it as a sandbox for your projects or use it for your small team. The best way to do it and to try it to see it yourself is our free version, which is available on our webpage jetbrains.com/YouTrack. And our free version is available for any team of up to 10 members, and as well as commercial version of YouTrack. Free plan is allows you to choose between in-cloud and standalone version, and in-cloud, if free version, you are getting for free up to 30 gigabytes of disk space for your projects, and you can choose the user language for the interface, and check on all the settings we have showed you today. And also, if you wanna get stay on top of the news, please follow us on Twitter, because this is the channel where we announce all the updates and major releases for our audience. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us on email. You see our working emails here on the screen. And we will be glad to hear back from you, to hear your feedback, and any questions you might want to ask if you haven't asked them yet in our chat window. So let's check on your questions. Actually, uh, I see that we have some of them. And yeah, let's try and answer them.
Yeah, I will take over the screen just to show some things in real time. Okay, so the first question is, how would you recommend managing or setting up roadmap items that needs to be elaborated or worked on before it gets to a stage where tickets can make it into a backlog? Okay, so there are two approaches, actually three, I can recommend here. The first one is to introduce an additional type that will be responsible for handling your backlog, for handling your issues while they are in a backlog stage. So you can add a backlog value here, and you can set up an automation that will prohibit moving to any other type if, for example, the backlog stage is not completed. So you can have a separate field that will mark this backlog stage completed, if whether it's completed or not. The second approach would include additional state value, and you can add the very same backlog state here, and that would be the first stage. So you can also have some markers if the backlog stage is ready or not, or you can just switch your issues from backlog state to the next one. Yeah, and you may use some tags that marks if an issue is ready to be moved from the backlog state or not. And the third approach is to use a separate project for your backlog items. For example, we in YouTrack, we use a separate project to store our backlog user stories, and when the time comes, we split it into into small issues and take it in progress, start working. Yeah, so if you need any more details, please feel free to contact our support and we'll be happy to help. The second question is, okay, can guest users create issues? Yes, they can if you provide them with corresponding permissions. But the important point here is that the guest user doesn't have any name or personal data. That means that you will not be able to distinguish one guest user from another. So all these external issues will be created on behalf of the guest account. If you are okay with that, then all you have to do is to unblock your guest user and to grant this account with a corresponding role. For example, the reporter role should work, or you can create some custom role that suits your process best. So yeah, that is it. Is the light view available now? The light view will be available in one of the next major releases. We expect it to be released this year. In a Burndown, does spend time added on issues lower the remaining effort? Okay, let me think about it. Actually, at the moment, we are going to release several enhancements on the Burndown chart. For example, at the moment, the Burndown chart is calculated based on the spend time you log. So yeah, when you log your spend time, the Burndown goes down. But now we are going to release it is already implemented, the following logic. You have an original estimation and your current estimation. So when you log your spend time, the estimation is decreased accordingly, and based on this estimation time, the burn down is calculated. So yeah. Okay, the next question. I'm going to transfer the next question to Lena about our partners in Chile.
Yeah, I'll be glad to. In Chile, yeah, we do have partners in various parts of the world and also in Chile, but the recommendation on the exact partner depending on your question. So we do have a reseller who work where and who sell our products and YouTrack in Chile, and we do have a training and consulting partners who are working with our customers in various parts and in Chile as well. So probably the best way for us to recommend you a partner is to briefly describe your question. I will be providing the link to submit a support request for us. So please contact us and briefly describe what's your issues, what's your question, what support you need, and we will be we will be doing our best to find the right partner for you to reach you in Chile. So yeah, I'm posting the link and hope to hear back from you on our support channel.
Yeah, thank you, Lena. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to add to my previous question about the burn down. Actually, it is possible to calculate the burn down not only by spend time, but the issue count too. So I'm going to show you the setting here, and yeah, you see you can calculate it based on estimation value and based on issue count, and this is what we did here. So when you resolve an issue, the burn down goes down. Yeah, that's just another option. Okay, so let's go with the next question. How the guest user can see only specific Agile board? Okay, luckily we are on the Agile board page already. So yeah, let's see. There are visibility settings for each Agile board, and you can select who is able to see it. And you can okay, so guest user is included into the all users group, and it can be also it can be selected here explicitly. So if you want to allow the guest user viewing your board, you just have to include the guest user into the visibility settings of the board. Besides that, you have to make sure that this guest user is able to access issues in projects that take part into this board. So please be careful here, because you may want to disclose some information you don't want to. So if you have any doubts, please contact us and we will recommend the best setup. But the short answer is yes, it is possible. Okay, so let's wait if we have any questions. The question, is it free? Is it about YouTrack or about partners? I believe it's about YouTrack. Lena?
Is YouTrack free or not? Yeah,
I mean, is it free? It is. To a certain extent.
Yeah. Well, okay, I do love to answer such questions because, yeah, YouTrack is free for any team of up to 10 members, and you can enjoy the full functionality with our free version, and you can choose between in-cloud or standalone and use it as if you a commercial customer with hundreds of users. No any. Actually, it doesn't matter how many users you have, free version or paid version, all the functionality is almost the same. And also you can ask some questions, and you can address your questions to our support team, because we try to answer as many questions as we can with our support for both free and commercial customers. So yeah, hopefully you will be enjoying our free version and expand it and scale it if your team grows.
Yeah, thank you, Lena. Okay, we have one more question. I believe it's also for you. Is it good for freelancer?
Is it good for freelancer?
Yes, it is.
Actually, it depends on what. To be honest, actually, it depends. It depends on what you are looking for into the tool. But if you okay, we've got some materials here and documentation. Of course, the web page and the recording of the webinar for our users, not only for administrators. So please check on the materials, and if you actually see some scenarios you as freelancer need to cover and need to use, or maybe you would like to create a team with some other freelancers, or so please contact us and we will find the right scenario for you. But yeah, in general, when we were doing the latest research on the teams using project management tools, task trackers, task management tools, there were not only large companies, enterprises, and some small and medium businesses, but also teams of individual developers also choosing tools to connect with each other. And also we do have some proportion of individual customers who use YouTrack for their I'm not saying personal, but for their needs, for their jobs, even despite the fact they don't belong to a large enterprise. So yeah, for some customers it works. So let's check if it worked for you.
Yeah, and I'd like to second that we have lots of small teams using YouTrack, and they are quite happy with that, because they can configure these lightweight projects and simple boards to track their tasks. One more question. Yeah, I believe it's the second part. I just want my clients to be able to see the progress and add new tickets there. Well, if you don't want to create user accounts for your clients, so probably you can use our Helpdesk configuration, because because it will allow your clients to create new tickets, like we show it during the demonstration. And also you can allow guest access to view a dashboard or an agile board and to check the progress. Or you can just send them some weekly digest of what you did and what you are planning to do using workflows. Okay. One more question is about how can I input the task progress in the task and this be computed in the Burndown? So the task progress can be calculated using workflows based on your estimation and spend time values, or based on the original estimation and current estimation values. That is more correct, talking about Scrum terms. So you may have a separate field in your YouTrack, in your project, that will display some percentage of what parts of the task is completed, and like 50%. And this value can be calculated using the estimation values and regional estimation or spend time, wherever you find better. Yeah, and as for computing the task progress in the Burndown considers either issue count, I mean resolved issues, or estimation values. So when you log some spend time, then your estimation, when you log some spend time, when the percentage changes, and the Burndown changes as well. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant. So if you could elaborate a bit or contact us in our support so we could help you, that would be great. But generally, yes, you can calculate the percentage, the task progress, and display it in the task. Okay. Does it have connection with Git? Yes, it does. During the demonstration, I have shown the configuration with the integration with GitHub, and also it is possible to integrate with GitLab and Bitbucket and Gox and Gitty. And besides that, there are options to, yeah, there is it. And besides that, there are options to integrate with TeamCity that provide some enhanced integrations with SVN and Git, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can integrate with the version control system itself, if that's what you meant. Did you mean the Git itself or the version control system? I hope I got you right. Okay. Is there a bin somewhere? I constantly delete stuff by accident and can't recover them. No, there is not. But if you use YouTrack in cloud, there is always an option to contact us and to request a restore from backup, so we can roll your instance back to some backup that is suitable. And YouTrack in cloud performs daily backups during the week, and then weekly backups during the month, and then almost 10 months of monthly backups. So yeah, if you use YouTrack standalone, you can schedule these backups yourself and roll back. And also, actually, the undo feature is very popular, and actually, if you use YouTrack in cloud, it is possible to recover deleted issues during a week or two, if I'm not mistaken. So you just need to contact us and ask to do that. Yeah, and I started to say that that's very popular issue. There are some technical limitations behind that, but probably we will be able to implement some undo options, not for any action, but for some of them. Say someone is stuck in the progress of the task. How can we spot it? I can tell you how we do it in our YouTrack. We have a workflow. We have a workflow that tracks if an issue is in progress for 3 days already, and if it is, it tags this issue with a special tag, like 3 days in progress. And we use an Agile board to track our progress. So these issues are always visible. I mean, we don't miss them. I can show you how it works. For example, I have this issue and let's tag it. Well, I tag it with a supported tag because that's all I have here. But to show you the idea, okay, I need to switch to the larger view. Yeah, you see the tag is here, so you can make it some with some red color in order not to miss it. And yeah, you will see. If you want some more strict warnings, you can use workflows to track this in progress state and send reminders to the assignee or to the project manager or to some management team, whoever you want to. And yeah, and we have state machine workflows. They are supplied by default, and this state machine workflow is able to raise the priority of a task if it's not taken care of in 7 or 5 days. So I mean, the issue is in progress for 5 days and nothing changes there. So the priorities rise to critical or major, and you see that something goes wrong. So yeah, multiple ways to achieve that. So you just need to choose the one that suits you the best. And if you have any questions, please contact us. We'll help you with the implementation. Okay. Okay, so I believe we managed to answer all the questions. We can wait for 1 more minute if there are any more of them.
Yeah, looks like that's it. Yeah, let's allow like 2 minutes more. Uh,
Okay.
in case someone is still typing their questions right away. Or anyway, if you haven't found our answers to your questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are still available, and I posted the link to submitting a request to our support right in live chat, so you can get back to it anytime. And please contact us and tell us if you need some more details on any questions you just answered, or any questions which will you possibly have if you try YouTrack in the nearest future. Um, yeah, one last question, I guess. Is there any way to lock the tasks on its to dependency? Um,
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand actually to
yeah,
log the task to its dependency. Well, I can suppose that you meant that you cannot resolve the task if the dependency is not resolved. Is that it? If yes, then yes, it is possible. It is possible. Actually, it is possible to uh, to link issue to its dependencies, to some events of the dependencies. For example, you can automatically resolve the task if well, that's not it. You can automatically resolve parent task if its subtasks are resolved, or you can automatically or you can prohibit any actions with the task if it has any unresolved dependencies. For example, you can mark it with some tag. Actually, we do it in the YouTrack team too. We have a special has external dependencies tag, and we mark our issues with it if a task has some dependencies. Yeah, and you can use workflows to implement some logic that will prohibit, for example, taking an issue to the in progress state if it has some unresolved dependencies. If it's not, if I got you wrong, could you please clarify it? Oh, you answered yes. I hope yes, I got you wrong. Yes. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, and I believe the next question is for me. The question is: do many of your customers use the product for non-technical projects? Actually, this is the second question I love the most. Actually, because yeah, they do. I'm going to post a link to our recent study where we were asking several thousand of teams across the world who are using currently not only YouTrack but all some other issue trackers. And actually, we were surprised to find out that among the 12 most popular tools on the market, we have the biggest share of non-technical teams who using YouTrack now and who choosing YouTrack among for their needs. Actually, currently, we estimate that about one third of our customers, exactly around 33% of them, are non-technical teams, and this proportion is growing from year to year because more and more teams in companies are inheriting the practices from software development, from IT teams for are inheriting Agile practices, and actually they choosing YouTrack. And the scenarios they are using YouTrack for are very diverse. We have chosen office management scenarios not accidentally for our demo today because a lot of teams starting from design, marketing, HR, even simple finance teams, documentation management, a lot of okay uh, legal teams, again administration, a lot of quality assurance, data management, and a lot of teams in various spheres and in various industries are currently choosing YouTrack to manage their tasks in the way they prefer to do it in non-technical projects. So yeah, they do. And I'm posting the link to the our recent study. It was posted and it was announced only this summer, so you probably haven't seen it yet. And in meanwhile, please check on the answers because it's an interesting comparison on the market of issue trackers and on the reasons of choice and on the teams who chose in track. And on a side note, we actually were surprised that not only surprised, but we see that every day talking to our customers, but not only non-technical project teams are choosing YouTrack, but also a lot of C-level members and a lot of not only CIOs, but chief product officers and chief executive officers, even chief operational officers, and a lot of management board members are using YouTrack. Among the audience we asked, about 15% of CX or employees are currently using YouTrack. Their using YouTrack to track the activity of their teams basically every day. That's how the market looks for us now. So again, thank you for your question, not only for this one but also for all the questions. I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I guess it's not a question, but it's more or less feedback. We have been using we have been using for production factory maintenance tracking, internal technical helpdesk, project management for ERP software changes, lots of things. It's very helpful. Thank you for your feedback. That's actually very glad to read and to hear. Uh, Anastasia, any closing words from your side?
Yeah, I'm just very glad to see this feedback. Thank you, and we are really happy when you use your YouTrack and when you enjoy it. So yeah, actually that's our goal, to provide the product you like and that helps you in your daily tasks. So yeah, I'm just happy to hear that. And thank you all for attending the webinar. Thank you for being with us today. Yeah, I believe that's it from our side.
Yeah, I guess the only thing is thank you for watching and
Yeah.
thank you for being such a great audience. We actually enjoyed these moments very much. And while we are not meeting you in person in some of our offline events, we were glad to see you here online. So have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.